Hello and welcome to Following On. I'm Jon Norman alongside Jeremy Coney, former New Zealand international, and we're going to be joined by Steve Harmison in a short while as well. We're going to be looking back, and we are looking back at day one of the first test of 5 between England and India. It has been India's day, closing it 359 for 3 after inside the first 5 minutes of play. Neil Manthorp suggested, after Ben Stokes had won the toss and decided to bowl, it may not look like quite the good decision it appeared at the time if India ended at 360 for 3. So he's one run out. That's pretty good. 2 centurions, Jaiswal the opener, 101, and Shubman Gill, captain, ending the day unbeaten, 127. Rishabh Pant 65 not out, and there was runs for KL Rahul. Poor old Sai Sudarsan caught down the leg side without scoring on debut, but his time no doubt will come. England's bowlers toiled, Jeremy, didn't they? We won't go through the figures just yet, but let me ask you this question. I mean, the decision now doesn't look like quite a good one, but I can't remember too many people. I mean, all the build-up was whoever's going to win the toss here was going to bowl first. So, are we being too critical after the event? Wise after the event, I suppose.
Well, yes, I suppose you could be equally flippant, really, to say that probably the best part of Shubman Gill's day was that he lost the toss.
Yeah.
But, I think the argument behind it all was, first, if there was anything in the surface at all, then the England bowlers might take a few wickets pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Nope.
So then you look to the longer view, and now it's a question of whether England are able to chase down whatever India leave them, because we're nearly getting to that phase of the game at 360 for 3. It's going to take them, a session and a half perhaps to get those 7 wickets that they require, which is another maybe 140 runs. So you can see that that's getting close to 500. So that's taking a lot of time out of the game from England, even if they bat the style that they do, to get to parity. So where that goes, really, is there a chance for England to win this game? There's got to be some collapses somewhere, doesn't there?
I would say, from an England perspective, forget 20 wickets. Let's just talk about the 7 they still need.
Yep.
Ben Stokes looked England's best bowler.
He did.
And he bowled 13 overs today.
Yes.
He can't bowl another 13 overs tomorrow, surely.
That's the worry, isn't it?
It is, because if he doesn't take the wickets, then where are those wickets coming from?
Well, they're not really coming from many places at all at the moment. Cass got the other one, didn't he?
He did, but Shoaib Bashir, I'd say, was England's second best bowler today, but never looked like he was containing today. He never looked that threatening.
No, that's right.
There was one full shot from Rishabh Pant. Pulled a delivery and got a top edge, and it kind of just flew over Zach Crawley at mid-wicket. That was a batsman error.
Yeah, but
error,
I mean,
right?
basically, Shoaib isn't going to get lots of wickets on the first day of a test match, is he?
No.
This is a flat pitch. This is a road. And he's not going to get a lot of turn. You can't expect that from your spinner. What you can hope for is that he's able to bowl some of the seamers who get a little bit tired, who are returning from injury, who haven't had enough workload behind them at the moment. And so he does a job for you at one end while you can rotate the seamers at the other end. And that's kind of what he did, and he did a good job for his captain, actually.
At the start of play, you picked up on the point that India's strength is their bowlers and England's strength is their batters.
Yep.
And whoever comes out of that battle at the end of this 5-test series on top is probably going to be where the game's going to be won. But to counter that argument, let's just say it's even Stevens between those two. Let's just say that actually that could be quite a keenly fought battle. There'll be days where India's bowlers come out on top, and there'll be days when England's batters do. But what about if the other battle is as one-sided as what we saw today? If it is as one-sided as that throughout this series, then it will be India. You assume or imagine will triumph.
Well, I think there was always uncertainty surrounding both these sides. I think, as you've mentioned, the bowling uncertainty of England and the batting uncertainty of India. They've shown us today that they're not quite so uncertain. They will have gained a lot of confidence from that performance today, particularly Shubman Gill. His position as captain, he started his reign very well. He's got to 120 odd. He could actually quietly go, and he looked serene in doing so. He really wasn't troubled. He handled the short ball well. He drove the ball particularly well. Very strong in defence. Let go nicely. I thought his whole game was working particularly well. Jaiswal had a few little problems. Still powerful down the ground. Cut well. Missed a few cuts and so on, looked a little bit troubled on leg stump, but there are things he can work on to get better. So those are two worries, I think, for England. But they've got to be able to move the ball around. Swung a little bit today, didn't nip about. Wokes didn't look a danger, did he really? And so that's a concern, because he is at the heart of the bowling effort, frankly, for England. When things don't go well for the faster bowlers, you look to Wokes to bowl and hold the thing together.
I remember the first day of the Christchurch Test match, we were on commentary duty together at times, and Wokes did look a little undercooked, but he got better as the series went on. I imagine the same thing will happen here. He'll be better for having some overs in there, but by that point, India may be in a position where they cannot lose this game. We shall see. What I loved about the Indian batting today was the way that they, it wasn't all about this is how I play, this is my way, and I'm just going to play my way, and until the eventual wicket comes. Both Jaiswal and Shubman Gill changed the way they set up.
Yeah,
they either attacked, they were defensive, they played out of their crease, they were leg side dominant or offside dominant. I mean, they sat on Stokes, they sat on Bashir a little bit. Yeah. And then they would tuck in a little bit more when Tong or Wokes came on.
So what you're saying, it was appropriate to
they
the conditions,
to the conditions and the game situation.
That's right.
And that I love about watching batters.
Absolutely.
I mean,
they were largely untroubled in the first session, weren't they?
Well,
really
it was a surprise.
Getting to 90 quite comfortably. KL Rahul.
Yeah, it was a surprise when the wicket fell.
Yeah.
Certainly KL Rahul's wicket was a surprise.
Yeah, he was disappointed. So then, by getting 2 wickets in that first session, that meant that England came back slightly in the match. But then a very dominant second session by India through Gill, and they just looked comfortable in Jaiswal. 125 runs, 25 is 5 runs and over, right through that second session.
You've seen a lot of cricket, Jeremy, and I'm sure that there are. You've seen the Shubman Gills and the Jaiswals over the years, but Rishabh Pant, I mean, there's something about the way he bats. I just don't know what's about to happen.
No, unusual batsman.
I'm not sure he does, actually.
Unusual batsman.
Can you think of many in the past that you would associate him with? Because I can't.
No, not the wildly excessive pulls and out of the blue that he seems to. So it makes it quite difficult to set fields and to bowl to. He just, one ball, even if it's the same place as the next one will go for 6 and one will be missed. So that's the way that's the way he does play. I don't like that phrase, but because we hear that from lots of players, don't we? But he actually is like that.
I find him he's hugely entertaining.
Absolutely.
He's the kind of guy. Jeremy, you've been brilliant today. You'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to bring in Harmy. You're just going to have to you can bring your beer if you want, Harmy. It's talkSPORT. Jeremy, thanks for your time. Harmy, sit yourself down. You've talked at length about the bowling today. Go and check out the Super Over, Harmy and Manners. What do England have to do differently tomorrow when they come out? I mean, is it consistency of line and length? Is it belonging to a plan? I mean, is it...
Yeah, I think
it wasn't an edgy day, was it? It wasn't a chancy day. It weren't catches going down. There wasn't a lot happening out there.
Look, we've got to remember it was flat. Ben's made a decision for the game being day 3, day 4. That's where the bowl first was. I thought the first half an hour, 40 minutes, Wokes bowled a touch wide, Cast bowled a touch short with the brand new ball, which in England that's fine because you don't really lose anything. If it's in the subcontinent or it's with a kookaburra, then if you don't nail first 8 overs, then you are chasing. But after that, it was when we bowled full, it was a drive ball, full, bang, 4. When we bowled short, It was a short and wide one, and it was bang 4. So our short balls were short and wide, and our full balls weren't sort of out so batters could leave. It was full just outside off stump. Didn't have to work too hard, and I think that would be my criticism a little bit. Yes, it was a flat pitch, but did India have to work as hard as we probably should have made it for them? I don't think it was. I thought we give a lot of runs away today by over pitching, bowling a bit too short, and then the knock-on effect of that, the momentum, and they're feeling on top of the world. We're feeling as though we're chasing our tails. All of a sudden, scoreboard pressure looks 80 odd for none, and then it just has a knock-on ramification. But I think the worrying thing as well is that you've asked the captain to bowl as many overs as he did. That tells you that we didn't. And you know what? These lot are very, very good at turning the tide, and they're very, very good at proving people wrong. They're very, very good at also coming out with, I don't really want to say an arrogant answer, but an arrogant comeback that when we criticise, that they'll say, oh well, it was flat, it was that and the other. For me, they've got no comeback on this one. If Ben Stokes had to bowl the amount of overs he did, when you're not trying to protect him, Ben will say, oh well, I'm not in it to be protected. I'm in it because I'm all rounder. I'm in it because I'm fit. I'm in it because I'm strong. You bowl 11 overs in 2025 in competitive cricket. You're going to need easing into a series and a run of test matches, which are going to last 10 test matches long in the space of 6 months. You've bowled a hell of a lot in that first innings, and you bowl really well. That was a great sign. Well. Great sign. But he bowled not both too much, because I don't believe you can say that he bowled too much. But when he has asked to bowl the overs he bowled, I think it tells you that the other 3 seamers probably didn't bowl as well as they would like to.
Have you seen a batter like Rishabh Pant?
Oh. No, not really.
Not physically, not his strengths and weaknesses. It's just the tempo of his innings.
I played with a guy called Phil Mustard, who was similar. I mean, it was box office. It was, I mean, the minute Colonel walked out, the minute Colonel opened his mouth, stupid things come out, and he did stupid things and reacted on the field in such comedy ways, like a dumb insolence, which is just, has he just done that? And you're like, has he just said that? And so funny with it. So I don't know. I've never met Rishabh Pant. I've got no idea what his character is. He seems a colourful guy. I think he just loves life. Colonel was the same, and Colonel would bat like that, where he would block a few, and you're thinking, right, what's he going to come here? And you're going, right, if he pitches it up or he bowls a bit short, something's going to happen in the game. And there was time, and I said to you, didn't I, when he first came in, it was, has he come down the wicket second ball to put England on the back foot because they've just took a wicket and everything's going, or has Shubman Gill gone up to him and gone, hold on, you're vice captain now, you're a senior player, Stokes is the only one bowling seam for these lot. If we get through the next 5 overs, we can take 60 runs without even trying. And if we do that, you look at the scoreboard, with 290 for 3, done. I mean, we've got them where we want them. So it'd be interesting in what that conversation was. But then to go out and hit the first ball of the last over, straight over.
Zach Crawley.
I mean, Zach Crawley's 6'5" and he's 70 metres away. First ball of the last over, knowing that if you got out there, everybody walks off. And England not had a great day, but the
risk reward ratio is just.
But
it never quite makes sense.
Yeah, I just wonder. There's always somebody in your ear, and there's somebody in your inner self, and there's somebody telling you, talking to you. So you're quite good at talking to yourself. I'd just love to know who's talking to Rishabh Pant. I really love to, because he just seems as though every now and again it goes, well, I've blocked 3, so I'm going to try and hit the next one out of the ground, no matter where it comes from. That's so refreshing. It's brilliant to watch.
Let's wrap up by talking about 2 Indian players, Jasprit Bumrah and Ravindra Jadeja. How are they going to bowl on this pitch, and do you see them? I mean, Bumrah, of course, is going to be India's most potent threat, but the role of Jadeja is one that really interests me, and also how England go about, batting against him.
Well, we know what England's plan will be. England will come out and be aggressive. The thing with Bumrah with me will be you won't get a release. Where, like I said before, I think England, if they all go to bed, if they're all brushing their teeth, go to bed tonight and look in the mirror and go, did we make it really, really hard for India to score runs today? Then I think the answer would probably be no. I can't see the experience of Jasprit Bumrah going tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon or whenever and giving England the release balls. So he'll be on it, and if it's flat, it'll be a touch wider. He'll hide the ball, and he'll make sure that England are, asking questions of England's top order technique. The Jadeja one for me is an interesting one. He's not got the greatest of records in England, but he was working with our Ashwin, and whenever we talk about Sharma going and Virat going, you've got to remember a year ago Ashwin went, and I think Ashwin was just as big a loss as what the two great batters were. And so Jadeja came over as a batter who bowled a little bit, where now he's front and centre. He's the man. He is lead bowler. So when it's time for the spinner to come on, it's Jadeja. It's not. I'm going to bowl after Ashwin. Maybe that is what that's what he needs, and that might sort of pump his tyres up to go, right, I'm number one spinner here. We've got four seamers. I'm the number one spinner. I'm going to get the spin overs. I'm going to show you what I can do, because he's an unbelievable cricketer. He is still, one of the best cricketers in world cricket. We've had this conversation many times, me, you, and Jared, in things that we've done. If you're picking a world 11 for all formats over the course of the last sort of 10, 15 years, he'd be one of the first picks. And I think now he's front and centre of the main spin bowler. There might be a different dynamic there, rather than being a bit part spin bowler off the back of our Ashwin.
Okay, quick one to wrap up. It's been a dream day for India today, but tomorrow, give me the dream day for England, give me the nightmare day for England. What are the two options?
The two options are, I've just said this to Manners here, if I'm India, I'm getting 500 plus.
Oh, and a bit more.
I'm getting 500 plus. They'll have their time in the field. If I'm India now, I'm sitting in that dressing room. If I'm Gautam Gambhir, Morne Morkel, Ryan Tendulkar, I am wanting England to suffer here. I'm wanting to England forget this 4-day stuff and trying to win it quickly. No, I want to grind England into the ground. It's the first Test match. Their seamers look toothless a little bit. Ben Stokes is already bowling more overs than we were expecting him to bowl.
Yeah.
And I thought I was really pleased how Shoaib bowled today. Yeah. And I want to drive him into the ground. So from that point of view, I want to get as many runs as I can, obviously first innings, and then whatever we bowl in England out, if there's a contest on, great, there's a contest. If there's not, we bat third innings, we bat big, we take the game as deeply as we possibly can, try and bowl them out in 4 sessions into day 5, because not many Test matches go into day 5, and make sure these seamers go back out there and they've bowled sort of 40-50 overs plus in this Test match. That would be my plan if I was in India. And from an England point of view, I mean, you need early wickets. If their score gets beyond 450, then I can't see England winning.
No.
And if they can't win, we know what happens with England. They'll come out swinging. They'll say we're going to have a go for it. We'll chase whatever they give you in fourth innings. Don't play for draws. Get bowled out for 180 in the fourth innings. Try and sort of kamikaze shots. And ramifications on that, well, let the public decide.
Okay, Harmy, we're going to be back tomorrow. You can finish your beer now. Big thanks to yourself, Jeremy Coney and David Bumble-Lloyd, as well as Manners, who've been part of the commentary today. Keep it on the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel. Look, the pizzas are arriving as well. We've got to go. Thanks for joining us here on Following On.